Yo, welcome to MØRRRA Audio.XYZ. This is your host, Erica Lee Murray, coming at you with some real shit. To those of you who are listening to me for the first time, welcome. Welcome to the MØRRRA fam. Please be sure to subscribe so that you can get a good dose of me and all of my resilience through these podcasts. Let me take a sip of this real quick. Oh my gosh, I love coffee. I honestly am rather proud of myself that I had actually gotten through my addiction to half and half, ergo my addiction to milk puffs. I'm very, very proud of myself. I mean, little milestones, little baby steps. We're making some traction here. I actually wanted to segue that whole type of lifestyle bit that I just dropped for me, ergo personally. I wanted to talk about a recent conversation that I had with an individual that I went to high school with. He has an interest in adopting more of a vegan lifestyle. And let me preface it right here, right now. I'm not a fucking vegan messiah. Like, I am going through the motions just like everyone else, and I am looking up to people that have had this lifestyle for years upon years upon years. Like, I had a pleasure of meeting like a vegan power lifter, and one of my dear friends that I actually keep up with her Instagram and all of her travels, and she's growing her vegan butt cheeks. Like, kudos to you, Miss Vegelisa. Her real name is Jordan, but I heart you. But like, I have a pleasure of knowing all of these individuals. I had a pleasure of meeting Badass Vegan and like hearing like his story and like the whole cystic acne bit. I'm just like, yo, like my cystic acne was bad and painful. Like, I would get it all over my face, I would get it on my back, and just sleeping, like, it's just uncomfortable. But the thing is I'm just beginning. So I've delved into this lifestyle for about 2 months, and I never proclaimed myself as like a know-it-all when it comes to that. I just know that I made a very big choice to no longer consume meat or animal byproducts. Like, I made a very conscientious choice, and I'm very hyper aware of this is a choice that I made. Do I own any like leather products or anything? No. I probably do have to take a good long look at like a lot of my makeup products and such to see if they did any animal testing, but like, that's my own personal journey with it. But thus far, I haven't been like freaking out of, oh my gosh, does this have meat in it or anything. Like, I don't have to do anything of that nature because like, I am committed to this lifestyle, and it actually is a lot easier than what I thought it was to be. Segueing into the conversation that I had with the individual from high school, he is inquiring about my protein and caloric intake when it comes to this type of lifestyle. And let me tell you, I eat to live, and not at the cost of another individual's life. That sounds like cannibalism, but when I say individual, I am talking about animals on 2, 4, how many ever legs that they may have. Like, we're animals too, so I kind of like, yeah, individual. Anyway, my brain went on a little bit of a tangent, but I eat to live. I don't have like a strict meal plan of, I need to be eating 6 meals a day with this amount of snacks in between, and I need to have this amount of protein and this amount of fats and this amount of carbs just to fit it into my macro. Like, I don't do any of that. And I'm like, oh yeah, 2,000 kcals and all this unnecessary shit. And I can say unnecessary shit because a lot of you don't know that I actually went to school to become a registered dietitian. Let me sip some coffee to that. Yeah, I actually went to school to become a registered dietitian, and I decided ultimately to switch majors because I did not agree with a lot of the things that they were teaching in my courses, and a lot of it was heavily government-based. To hear your instructor say, yes, we help patients up to some certain degree to get them discharged so that we can have an available bed to basically provide it to another sick patient. For my instructor to say, we have hospitals running a business to keep patients sick. To hear that come out of my instructors, yes, we're going to help you to some certain degree and push you out so that we can have another available bed, but we're only going to help you to a certain point because we actually want you to come back and spend more of your money here, and we're going to charge you a ginormous amount of dollars for the gauze that we helped you with. Like, it's just, it's a shit show. It's a fucking shit show. And I thought, like, medical professionals are, like, wholeheartedly supposed to help their patients so that they would avoid going to the hospital. No, they made it into a fucking business. We're gonna keep you sick long term, but we're only gonna help you to a certain point so you feel better, but then we want you to regress back and be sick again. Like, I don't agree with those values, and I actually know quite a few individuals, like DTs and registered dietitians and nutritionists and things of that matter that have the credentials. They attain those credentials so that they could have the credentials and basically the experience to say, hey, I'm credible, but I don't agree with everything that the government is basically pumping out information-wise. I don't agree with it, so this is what it actually is, and this is how you can actually eat to live so that you don't end up going to a hospital, and these are the ways that you can avoid getting cancer and all of these other various things. Like, kudos to you, because I could not spend 7 to 8 to 10 years basically playing the game of going to school, getting an internship, and doing all of these other various things, basically being a puppet towards everyone else to be able to then speak to the things that you actually truly believe in. I don't have that in me. I was beginning to get angry, and I'm like, yeah, let's switch majors. But I do have that experience, and to hear my professors and such and my instructors say, yes, we help to a certain point before we basically discharge them so that we can have another sick patient in the bed and help them to a point, and then, oh, you're back again. Hello, Jane. I don't know. To me, it's sickening. But with that basically being said, this individual who messaged me on Instagram was basically inquiring, like, am I getting enough protein? And I even messaged him back. I'm like, you've never heard, never read, never seen anything about, I certainly have not seen any studies about a protein deficiency. I don't know. And when it comes to caloric intake, like, calories are supposed to be energy. So either you consume enough energy to get through your day-to-day, or you're consuming more energy than you need for a day-to-day, so you store it as fat to be able to apply it towards whatever extracurricular activities that you're into, or you basically consume enough so that you can do those extracurricular activities, but like you stay at the same body weight, or you basically lower your caloric intake to basically tap into the fat that you have stored within your body, basically your stored energy. You're tapping into that. Like, there's all of these other various things that you could probably do when it comes to your lifestyle and your quote-unquote diet. Like, there's so many various things, but for an individual who is much taller than me, is not petite by any means, like, why do you want to know about my protein intake? Shit, I don't even know my protein intake, and nor do I know my caloric intake either, because I eat to live. I eat when I'm hungry. I eat until I'm like, okay, I've hit a particular point and I no longer have to consume X, Y, and Z to quote unquote feel full. So what? I know if I'm craving something, I'm deficient in something. So if I'm craving something salty, okay, what activities did I do within that day that I'm like, okay, I need to consume something salty? Like, am I low on my, like, magnesium, potassium? Like, what is it? Like, apparently I need some type of minerals in my body because, like, I hike and such and I sweat. So I'm losing, like, salt in stuff. And a lot of people probably don't know that, like, marathoners and such, they drink water or have, like, Gatorade or something to, like, basically replenish their electrolytes and a lot of the minerals that they basically sweat out. you know? So if you're cramping, you probably need to look at like your potassium levels and like what is your salt intake so that you don't cramp. So knowing my protein intake and caloric intake is not helpful to this individual who is not me. Like every body, that's a space, not like one word, every body is different. So I don't know why this individual feels the need to know that. I don't feel like it's beneficial to him at all. But he wants to consume 250 grams of protein and he's trying to get 4,000 calories as an intake. As he's telling me all of this, the number one person that comes to mind is freaking hot chocolate, because he is a vegan power lifter. And he's all about like size and like all of that because he needs to be able to perform particular lifts and at various types of weights, and he's constantly like PRing and everything. Like, the dude eats, and I don't think he has any issues with his caloric intake and his protein intake, but this individual didn't ask me who. They were asking me like, what is your protein intake? And like, I don't know. I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, ask better questions. Like, I don't know if you're venting or if you're actually like seeking a solution. So I'm like, maybe he's seeking solutions. So I'm providing him with solutions of look for people with your particular body type that you apparently want within that realm. And if they have a vegan lifestyle, like message them, talk to them. Maybe they can disclose some information for you. No, he went on to say, yeah, I want to consume this amount of protein, which I highly disagree with personally, because your body only needs so much protein. Everything else is pretty much peed out. So what are you consuming it for? And for those that have seen What the Health, I personally agree with a lot of the things that were in that documentary. This isn't like a sponsored video or podcast or whatever, but I agree with a lot of the things that were said in there because it coincides with everything that was basically attempting to be spoon-fed to me while I was enrolled at ASU within their dietitian program. So for a doctor to say, yeah, for my age, me being a male and being like with this particular body type, he's not overweight, underweight, or anything. He's healthy within his means. For him to say, yeah, I basically need like about 30 to 35 grams of protein, like excessive amounts of protein contributes to cancer and all of these other things that we don't need as human individuals. Like we don't need it. So to read that from this individual, I'm just like, yeah, you're in a world of hurt. So I tagged him in the post. I believe it was Live Vegan Smart. I believe it was their post that I tagged him in, and I don't think he watched it because he countered all of the solutions that I had for him for, well, I'm insecure. Okay, so I, as an individual, had to take a step back because I went from business mode of you need to be asking better questions because I don't know what the purpose of this conversation is. I can't tell if it's like a cry for help, and in what context is this cry for help? Is this a cry for help of I am sick and tired of being sick and tired and I actually want to take action and change my daily habits for the better for me to live a healthier lifestyle? Or is this a cry for help of woo 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 woo, hear me complain? Or is this a woo 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 woo, hear me complain, I'm asking for solutions and I'm wasting your time? Like, there's different calibers to all of this. And I had to, again, take a step back and look at what is being presented to me. Because I'm providing solutions and you're not taking it, and you seem to negate it and provide some type of fucking rebuttal that I'm like, you want a solution, I gave you several solutions, you don't want to listen or abide any of this to your lifestyle. I'm just like, I don't know what you want from me. Are you just trying to have like my attention for a short period of time? Are you just looking to vent to someone? Like, what is it? So I asked, and he's like, no, I want solutions. I guess I'll just talked to this bodybuilder that recently became vegan, and he's 250 pounds. That doesn't make any sense. Want to know why? Because he didn't get to 250 pounds and have the muscle structure that he has off of a vegan lifestyle. He just recently transitioned. Tell me, how is that going to be beneficial to you if you're trying to get to 250 pounds on a vegan lifestyle when he didn't do it himself? So what was the point of that conversation? Ask better questions. That doesn't make any sense to me. But again, I have people that I can basically plug you to, like, look at their content or message them and see if they are able to help you. Like, what does that look like for you as an individual? And it's a fine line when people talk about their insecurities, because granted, yes, you are being vulnerable, but what is your intention upon your vulnerability? Are you seeking to find a solution and apply that solution, or you just want people to feel sorry for you? Because I have to look at myself as, am I enabling bad behavior and or bad habits? Because by me listening to you complain about whatever, or for you to disclose your fears to me, and I provide you solutions, or I give in to, oh my gosh, tell me about your insecurities, and you're not applying anything to make that better, or basically make that insecurity smaller, so minute, to the point where it may be non-existent, and we grow your self-confidence. Like, what does that, what? Because I will sit here right now and tell you I will not entertain the idea of enabling your bad behavior. Because obviously, if that was the case, you were complaining to someone and they stopped listening, so you decided to hit someone else up, and it just so happened to have been me. So what is it? If you are actually truly insecure and wanting to change, you will take action and you will change. You can ask, hey, I'm insecure about all of these things. Do you have anyone as a resource that I can reach out to make myself better? Can you please be my accountability partner so that I won't regress? And if I do, I have someone to turn to. I didn't get any of that. I got this is my issue. Okay, here's your solution. Well, I have this issue too. Okay, here's the solution. Well, I still have this issue. You just messaged me. Your solution takes time to get some type of traction, but if you are seeking to constantly negate and find some type of rebuttal against the solution, you are looking for biased information to feed into your fears, and I'm enabling you and your bad behavior, and I'm not for it. And I also have better things to put my time and attention towards, like those who have insecurities that actually wish to work upon it and have some traction. I pay attention. The internet is a wonderful thing. Not saying that I stalk people, but from time to time I'll check in on previous clients to see, are you applying what I'm saying? Were you just wasting my time? Were you just wasting your time? Did you just waste your money on something that you thought was going to be a quick fix? Lo and behold, you heard it here on this fucking podcast. There is no quick fix. It's only temporary. That liposuction and shit that you fucking got to just inflate your ass, okay, great, but it's only temporary. You're going to continuously have to get those types of procedures. You're going to continuously tell yourself whatever excuses that you need to give yourself throughout the day. Whatever. But when it comes to this whole vegan lifestyle, I'm not a fucking vegan messiah. I got corrected about fucking soy a few weeks ago. And yet, there's a guy that is within the fitness industry, and he's like, yeah, soy isn't what it used to be. There are non-GMO versions, and this, that, or the other, and I mainly consume soy, and it works for me. Every body space is different. Every individual is different. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, like, you're gonna have to find a solution. Either you want to apply it or not. But hearing the woo 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 woo, feel sorry for me. Okay, so what is your solution and what are you going to do to take action for it? Because let me tell you right here, right now, me complaining and saying feel sorry for me doesn't get me anywhere. And people have their own shit and their own problems to have to endure and go through and find fucking solutions for. So what makes your problem and issue more important than another individual's? Either you take action to turn that shit around or you don't. So if you're actually truly invested in, I want to adopt this type of lifestyle, start making the transitions. And here are the people that you can follow to make that type of transition. I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. Not saying that this individual is a hoe, but I can't save everyone. Everyone needs to learn to save themselves. And these are the tools that I did to save myself, and here are the tools that you can use to save yourself. An old manager told me that every single person has a whirlpool, and they are in the center of their own whirlpool. If you want to say hurricane, if you want to say tornado, I personally don't care, but we have those issues. This manager decided to use a whirlpool, and she said, if you are in your safety boat and you are throwing someone like a little rope or whatever to basically get them out of their whirlpool, you have to acknowledge that you have to stay some certain distance away from this individual in an attempt to save them. Because if you get too close, you get sucked into their whirlpool. Then who's going to rescue the both of you? Nah, I have my own whirlpool that I'm dealing with, like, my own shit. I can't save every single person who doesn't want to save themselves. And some people actually have it as a sport, sad to say, of sucking people into their whirlpool. Why can't I articulate? Sucking people into their whirlpools, and basically it's a party, and basically they're mess. So I know it seems rather harsh, but it's one of those things that goes through my mind of what is the intention of this conversation? Are you seeking to have a solution, and are you willing to apply it? Because throughout that whole conversation, every single thing that I said was being negated. I don't know what to tell you, sir, because I said everything that I needed to say. If you are messaging me to have me convince you to become vegan, I'm not going to do it, because you're going to do what's best for you at the end of the day. If you feel that what's best for you is to become vegan, you'll become vegan. If not, then don't. No one is forcing a fucking carrot down your throat. Either you want the lifestyle or you don't. I chose it for myself, and I'm learning. I'm not a vegan messiah. I said it. I said hashtag not a vegan messiah. I'm learning just like everyone else. And to some people out there, like, I'm doing it wrong. But I'm doing what's best with the knowledge that I know currently, and that's all that I can pretty much do. So, if you are messaging me with situations and you actually want a solution, I got you. But if you're just wanting someone to feel sorry for you and you're not willing to change any of it, and then you just end up complaining to someone else, I'm like, there's a deeper rooted issue in that in and of itself, and you need to take a really good long look at it, because that's a whole world of hurt. It's kind of like the boy that cried wolf. I actually gave an example to my boyfriend yesterday of, here are these individuals that basically dig a hole, and they climb into the hole and they say, help me, help me, help me, and you get rescued, and then you wait until everyone kind of disappears and no one can see you, and your happy little ass climbs back into the fucking hole, and you basically cry for help again. And I'm just like, one of these days, someone is either not going to come to help you, and you're stuck in that hole, or someone's going to see you in that hole and be like, let me cover this hole up, and then what? You got stuck in your own shit because you kept going back to it. I don't know what to tell you. Not a vegan messiah. But, all in all, if any of this resonated with you, hit that like. If you feel that this is something that someone needs to hear, especially if they are entertaining going into some type of lifestyle when it comes to the food that they are ingesting, share it with them. If you feel that, hey, this is basically what it is when it comes to asking for advice, and I feel that maybe this is a structure that you need when you are asking for help, share it with them too, because what is the intention of you disclosing your vulnerability? Is it to actually get some type of solution, or is it for people to feel sorry for you? Or maybe it's not you, maybe it's a fucking individual and you're just like, I keep telling you. It's like, what is it called? Assholes. They ask for advice and they don't apply it, and then they end up asking again. And then people are just like, you're not really reliable when it comes to me disclosing advice to you and you're not applying it, so I'm not even going to bother to entertain you anymore. And it may get to a point where they actually like, shit, I really need help, and then no one is there because you're a fucking asshole. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Be very mindful of it. I was actually guilty of that a couple years ago, constantly asking for advice and not doing anything with it. You need to switch it up. If you want to be a better you than the day before, you need to apply your knowledge. If any of this content basically blows your skirt up, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Wow, I need to slow down on my coffee intake because apparently my mind is going faster than my mouth. But if any of this resonated with you for content and you really want to tune into anything more that I would provide, hit that subscribe button. If you have any other questions, comments, if you agree, if you don't disagree, explain your reasoning as to why, and comment down below. I believe all of this is pretty much posted on my YouTube this far, but comment down below, or you can comment on my Instagram. It's at Erica Lee Murray. Please remember, I got you. Even if you may be an asshole, we can have that conversation of how we can kind of tweak your mindset to get you out of the asshole mindset and actually applying the knowledge that is being provided to you because it was asked by you. And please remember to give yourself permission. Enjoy your day. Bye!